Hello, everyone, and welcome to Through the Covers. I'm Fred, and I'm really excited to finally get this podcast started. If you're someone who loves cricket conversations beyond just match highlights, then this podcast is for you. Through the Covers is where we dive deeper into the game, the latest cricketing news, player statistics, match analysis, team strategies, and of course some predictions about where the game might be heading. Cricket today is evolving faster than ever. Teams are experimenting with new approaches, players are redefining roles, and data-driven decisions are becoming more important with every tournament. Through this podcast, the goal is to understand the game from that perspective, not just what happens on the field, but why it happens. Welcome back, everyone. This is Fred, and you're listening to Through the Covers. Let's get straight into it. 2 games and both with some big talking points. First up, RCB versus DC in Bengaluru. And honestly, this is one Royal Challengers Bengaluru will regret. 175 at the Chinnaswamy Stadium just isn't enough in today's game. They were at least 15 to 20 runs short, maybe even more considering how quickly games shift at this venue. The biggest issue wasn't just the total. It was how they got there. Too many quiet overs, especially in the middle phase where the momentum just disappeared. You can't afford to go boundary-less for long stretches on a ground like this. And Delhi Capitals, to their credit, chased this really smartly. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't dominant, but it was controlled. They kept themselves in the game, didn't let the required rate spiral, and then backed their finishers. That final over, absolute nerves of steel. David Miller stepping up with 6, 6, 4 to close it out. That's elite finishing. Under pressure, no panic, just clarity of execution. That's the difference. DC knew they were always in the game because RCB hadn't pushed them out of reach. Now moving to Hyderabad, SRH versus CSK, and I've got to be very direct here, this was a shocking chase from Chennai Super Kings. There's no other way to put it. Yes, they did well to restrict Sunrisers Hyderabad to 194 at the Rajiv Gandhi International Cricket Stadium. That's actually a solid bowling performance on a ground where totals can easily go past 200. But the chase? Completely bottled. And what makes it worse is the position they were in. 77 for 3 after the power play. Asking rate just over 8, 7 wickets in hand, that's a game you should be winning 9 times out of 10. From there, you don't just lose, you don't collapse into stagnation like that. No partnerships, no one taking responsibility, and the most alarming part, no boundaries in key phases of the middle overs. It felt like the innings just froze. This has to be one of the worst chases we've seen from CSK. It wasn't a case of a late collapse under pressure. They let the game drift away slowly, almost passively. In modern T20 cricket, that's unacceptable. You have to keep the scoreboard moving, you have to apply pressure back on the bowlers, and CSK just didn't do that. Their approach right now in chases looks outdated, too cautious, too reactive, and lacking intent when it matters most. All right, let's shift gears and look ahead to the doubleheader. First, KKR versus RR in Kolkata at the Eden Gardens. Typically a very good batting surface, but it can slow down a bit and bring spinners into play. Dew could be a factor, so chasing might be slightly easier under lights. Kolkata Knight Riders at home are always a threat. They understand these conditions perfectly. But Rajasthan Royals have a very well-rounded side. Key battle here is going to be KKR's middle order against RR's spin attack. If RR control that phase, they're right in it. But if KKR get on a roll at Eden, they can run away with games quickly. Slight edge to KKR at home, but it's a tight one. Then we move to New Chandigarh for PBKS versus LSG clash. This isn't your typical high-scoring venue. It offers something for everyone. Batting first might just be the better option here. Put runs on the board and let the pitch do the rest. Punjab Kings have that explosive batting, but consistency is still a question. Lucknow Super Giants, on the other hand, are more structured but sometimes lack that killer finishing punch. This game could really come down to who wins that middle overs battle. Prediction-wise, I'd lean slightly towards PBKS if they bat first and get a good start. But if it turns into a controlled chase, LSG might just edge it. That's it for today's episode. Plenty to think about, especially for CSK, who really need to rethink how they approach chases from here. If you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe to the podcast and follow us on Instagram for more. This is Fred signing off. See you in the next one.